Today we're going to get this old John Deere 50 running, and I am pretty sure it's an electrical issue, and I'm just not good at electrical issues because I'm colorblind. Red, green, and brown all look the same to me, and you know, you touch the wrong wire, it could be problems. So my brother Mark, he's not colorblind, he's coming down and he's going to help me get this old girl running. Now, a little bit of a story on this old girl, if you don't mind listening to it, about how I acquired it. I was going over to the corner store over here, a little country store called Jones's Country Store, for a 6-pack of beer. And when I walked in the door, old Mr. Jones says, "Hey, you're a tractor guy, I got just the tractor for you." I says, "Oh, Mr. Jones, what have you got?" "Well, I got a John Deere 50. I thought, well, not really too interested in the John Deere 50, but I like looking at tractors, so okay, Mr. Jones, let's go see it. What are you asking for it?" $800. I'm thinking, well, it can't be much for $800. So he takes me out to the barn where it's at, and I asked him a little bit of the story about this tractor as we were walking out to the barn, and he says, "Well, I overhauled it in 1994. I used it for a couple years, and it's been sitting back in the barn ever since." So as we get to the barn, the door is open and I see this tractor under a canvas. And the first thing I seen was the 3-point hitch. It was a factory 3-point hitch, and I'm thinking, well, I know those are worth something even if the rest of the tractor is junk. I says, "Mr. Jones, you're asking $800 for that tractor?" He says, "Yep." And as I walked around the edge, I seen a factory wide front, and I thought, whoa, I know a factory wide front's got to be worth at least $1,000. I says, "Mr. Jones, that wide front alone is worth more than what you're asking for that tractor." "Well, I know that, but if you buy this tractor, it's going to a good home, and I'd like to see that." Okay, so I looked the tractor over and I thought, probably set up. It's been sitting for years, but as it turns out, I went ahead and bought the tractor thinking, well, if it's set up, you know, we can make that run. So I gave the man his $800, went and got my son, we towed it home, and I thought, well, I'm gonna see if I can get it to at least turn over. And I put a battery in it, and by gosh, it turned right over. Well, let's put some gas in it and see if it'll start. The old girl started right up like it never even had been resting for, what was that, like 11 years in this barn. So this tractor, it's pretty near all original. I've replaced the 3-point hitch back there, and also the battery seat box. Other than that, everything else on this tractor is pretty much original. I've been offered, oh gosh, probably 4 or 5 times the price of what I paid for this tractor. And sometimes I think I should maybe sell it, and then I remember Mr. Jones saying it's going to a good home, and that's what I'd like to see. So today we're gonna do whatever needs to be done to get this old girl running and get it out of the barn. It's been sitting in my barn for 2 years, not running. So I hope you enjoy this video. I can't wait to hear the old girl fire up. So the old girl had the original 801 3-point hitch, which I modified and made it more user-friendly for me. I didn't like those 801s, they are finger pinchers. And moving on along the edge of it, yes, my barn's a mess. Factory wide front. And the sheet metal, although it's old, rusty, and faded, pretty doggone straight. It's had some years of probably sitting outside. The seat back there is getting kind of bad. I need to replace that. So as soon as my brother Mark gets here, we're going to start doing whatever it needs to be done to make it run again. I think we got a couple of birds around here that are IH fans.
I don't know. The last time I was here and I was working on this, the starter wouldn't start.
On my way to the John Deere store to see if they got the parts that I need. If I'm a betting man, I'm going to say they don't. We shall see. Here we are. Well, good news, bad news. Good news is they did have the battery ground strap in stock, $47. They do not have the starter switch, so I gotta go to a parts store. So that's the bad news. But 2 free hats. Hey. Keep the customer happy, right? All right, on to the parts store. Napa Auto and Truck Parts. And hopefully tractor parts. Well, good news, bad news again. They had a part. The part is for a 520 and not a 50. The only thing that's different is this little thing at the top, which we'll see if we can fabricate something different. If not, we got to wait a couple of weeks to get the part, and I really don't want to do that. So we'll go see how this works. Well, parts run number 2. I would say we need some new spark plug wires and some new spark plugs. And the starter switch, that little fabrication that we had to make, was just cut off that little tip. And my brother made a new place to run that wire, so everything's good. Tractor doesn't run yet. Tractor rolls over. So on my way to get more parts. New wires, new plugs.
Okay. Throttle ahead. Go ahead and cut it.
Ran out of gas. But it runs.
Yeah, it runs.
Yeah. So now we need to figure out why we got a problem with the gas delivery. I'm ready when you are.
I'm ready.
Brother Mark thinks he's going to make it run even slower. Oh yeah. Yeah, sounds pretty good to me, brother.
So that's it, folks. I tell you, I'm tickled to death that my brother got this tractor running. I have no idea when it comes to electrical. I have no idea what needs to be done, and my brother does. So big hats off to him. Thanks a lot for watching, and until the next time, take care and God bless.